have been encountered at the southern border in fiscal year 2021, the highest total so far in more than 2 decades. Tennessee Republican Senator Marsha Blackburn spent time at the border over the weekend, seeing the crisis firsthand and speaking with local officials. And Senator Blackburn joins me now. Thank you for being here. There's a lot to talk about. Okay, Bill hit on a number of important issues, and I want to start off talking about the exhaustion that our Border Patrol agents are dealing with and what they're up against. How long do you think this can be sustained?
Jillian, we have to get this under control, and you're right. The Border Patrol want to do their job. They're there to enforce the law. They know that the cartels fear the rule of law, but they do not fear this Biden administration. So right now, the Border Patrol are depending on Texas Department of Public Safety to do the work that Bill was just talking about in his report, to get the criminal element out of Texas and to apprehend these individuals. And what you're seeing is such an uptick. They have apprehended 1.1 million people in Texas this year. That does not include the gotaways. And what you will see is the Border Patrol move to the area to handle the migrant families or the children that are traveling alone. And then the criminal element, the drug runners, the sex traffickers, the smugglers that do not want to be caught, they go the other direction. This is a humanitarian crisis, a healthcare crisis. It is a national security crisis. And this is why you need to have this administration and the border czar, Vice President Harris, start to pay attention to securing this southern border and getting this situation under control.
Well, and securing the southern border, and you know, we haven't seen the president go down there and make a visit. We have seen Antony Blinken, among others, going to other areas to talk about the root causes, including Mexico City on Friday. Take a listen to what he had to say.
I think Mexico and the United States also believe strongly that we have to have a stronger regional approach to this challenge, that there has to be a greater sense and a greater practical application of the notion of shared responsibility. And there, too, our countries are working together to do that.
I know when you were down there, you spent time talking to Border Patrol and different law enforcement in different areas. And I know that you also talked to ranchers and people who live along the border. What are you seeing and others who have made the trip there that some in the administration are not seeing by not going to visit?
When they go, well, Vice President Harris basically went to the wrong address when she went to the border. She did not go out with the Border Patrol and with local law enforcement or go out on a ranch and talk to people that are landowners. And what they are seeing is migrants who are coming across their property. But bear in mind, the cartels are the ones that get people to the water's edge. They're the ones that are benefiting and making money off of this. And then they're turning people over to the Border Patrol to process and then send across the country. Jillian, basically what is happening with the human smuggling and human trafficking is that people, the federal government, the U.S. taxpayer, is finishing the job for the cartel. The cartel charges every single person. They have to pay the cartel to get them there. They have to pay a tax to cross the river. They know that the U.S. government will pick them up on U.S. soil and that the taxpayer will pay for that plane ticket. They will pay for the bus ticket. They will pay for the benefits, the clothing, the shelter, the child care, the health care services that those individuals need. And then many of these individuals have to work out their fee. So then they become basically modern day slavery in practice, because whether it's sex trafficking, drug trafficking, labor gangs, or into MS-13 gangs. In Texas, they've encountered 88 different gangs this year. Wow. Then these people have to work, to work it out. So it is truly a humanitarian crisis. And building that wall, putting Remain in Mexico back in place, putting technology out there. The Biden administration is actually canceling contracts. They're removing technology that the Border Patrol needs. They're making not only this country less safe, they're making the entire world less safe because of their practices.
You led me right into my final question, and we only have a few seconds left, but I do think it's important to expand upon this. You mentioned DHS canceling the border wall construction contracts, and in Bill Malushin's report, you just saw all of that equipment sitting there, that equipment that has been paid for by taxpayers sitting there. How does any of this make sense?
Right. It does not make sense. And especially when you know that previously, when he was in the U.S. Senate, Joe Biden supported having a wall. The Border Patrol for 30 years, they have said we need the wall. President Donald Trump moved forward giving them that wall. And I cannot tell you the number of times that I heard from farmers, ranchers, landowners, citizens, local law enforcement, Border Patrol, Texas Highway Patrol, everybody said, build the wall. It stops people from running across the border. It slows down these human smugglers. It allows Border Patrol to do their job.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn, fresh off her trip visiting the border. Thank you so much for joining us on this Sunday. Have a great night.
Thank you.